On this week's episode of the Wake Up with the Sleeper Boys podcast,
I was talking to a coworker. They're talking about haircuts. If that comes up, I always bring up the time where Dean got himself a haircut from me when we bet on a Tigers game. The Tigers do win. You got
The
20
Tigers
bucks.
won. Yeah.
And if the Tigers lost, I got to give Dean a haircut. And and the Tigers definitely lost. And I got to give Dean a haircut. And of course, it was right at his last day of school that he had to wear this haircut.
Last week of school.
Did you wear it for the whole week?
I wore it for 3 days, the last 3 days of school. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So,
but because of what had happened on my head, all my teachers pretty much just let me wear a hat the whole week. Literally, nobody said anything. I just had a hat on. Nobody would say.
Oh, that's amazing. I couldn't laugh any harder, I don't think, than giving you the haircut at the time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And that's where the small confession I brought up in the breakdown comes in, because that Tigers game was actually a replay.
No, it wasn't. Was it?
Yeah.
No, you son of a bitch.
Was it really?
You bastard. Oh, it took you almost 20 years complete.
It said replay in the top of the screen the whole time.
I had no idea. Yeah, I even went to a party with that haircut too.
Was that the one where you had the bullhorns?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was random.
Skinny mohawk down
I remember watching that game and seeing replay.
Now I
don't remember if I'd actually.
You owe me 20
I don't
bucks.
remember if I'd. Yeah, so I don't know. Just thought it was time to come clean on that situation.
Thanks. How long was?
I don't know.
17 years ago.
Just a quick 17. Wake up with the Sleeper Boys podcast, hosted by me and my brothers Bill and Dean. In this week's episode, we break down the week that was, a small confession, build your big three, pickup lines edition. How you doing? A trip to the unknown during Dean's conspiracy theory of the week. And of course, we finish with fun during Bill's Balls games. Dean, how was your weekend? And your week of vacation?
It's been good, man. I've been golfing quite a bit. Might have figured something out with my drive. I'm pulling them instead of slicing them, which is good because I'm aiming left because of my slice. But I've been pulling them, and I went with a coworker on Tuesday, and I hit one. We couldn't find it because I thought I was like I was underestimating how far I hit the ball. And we go up there and I was like, oh, sweet. Like, it's like kind of up by the green. He's like, dude, that was 290. It's like, well, when you got pipes like these bad boys.
Of course. You
gotta
show them off.
I did that twice. And so I was pretty jacked about that. I still shot a 10 on that hole. Hit one right in the sand. Took me about 4 shots to get out. So that kind of hurt the score. But I was bombing them, man. It was awesome. It was good to have in the bag. And then I saw this thing. It wasn't good enough to be a conspiracy theory, so I wanted to bring it up now. There's this thing like at Disney where, I don't know, Bill, if you've ever noticed, like if you've ever asked for directions when you go to Disney, they always point with 2 fingers. I don't know if they always do that. And there's a specific reason for that, because Walt Disney was known for being like a huge smoker. So in all his pictures that they ever had of him, he always had a cigarette in his fingers. So he's always pointing with the cigarette, but they didn't want that to be associated with Disney. So they actually CGI'd the cigarette out of all of his photos. So it just looks like he's pointing with 2 fingers. And so they call that a Disney thing, because everybody points with 2 fingers to kind of hide that Walt Disney was such a huge smoker back in the day, which I thought was interesting. I think that's more fact than it would be a theory anyway. But then so that drove me into looking into some like cartoony type of jokes. And this is the one I came across. It's a little dirty, so pause it if you've got children listening. But what's slimy, cold, long, and smells like pork? Kermit the Frog's finger.
That's not a
And that's
cartoon.
Muppets, whatever. I guess it's real life. But yeah, that was my weekend or week, I suppose.
Wow. That's quite the smelly weekend, huh? I don't like how you keep taking my stuff.
That's all
I don't like it.
Get him, Bill. Get him. Let him know.
Well, let me hold on. I got the loser of the week now.
And it's
funny.
Bill.
It's funny you say that because
complain about taking other people's stuff.
What a loser.
What a loser.
that's weird because I have a conspiracy this week.
Hey, I got a game as
About
well.
how he's stealing my stuff.
I like where this is going. I gotta be honest.
About time somebody gets woken up.
Weekend itself was good. My week this week, we kind of talked about it before the podcast, but my week has been very eventful. Work has been very busy. There's a couple things that I saw before I want to get to that, though. There was a couple, to go off your Disney thing, but it's at Universal. I watched a video of this couple who was clearly drunk. The husband got arrested at Universal. It was like the City Walk or whatever. And he was like saying to the cops, like,
City
"Hey."
Walk?
Yeah, it's like Universal City Walk. It's like I don't know, just a shopping.
Did you eat the shitty chicken?
You dealing with that shitty sauce?
He was just like talking crap to the cops. He's like, "I'm the hardest mother you know," and they're like, "All right, dude, you're leaving now." So,
oh my gosh.
So they arrested him, and then they went to escort his wife out. Just escort her out, not even arrest her, and she started talking to the cops. So they're like, "All right, you can leave now, or we're gonna arrest you." And she said something like, you're not gonna arrest me. He's like, "Put your hands behind your back." We told you multiple times. And it's just like, we've talked about this before about how people getting in fights at theme parks like Cedar Point, that story I brought up. And it's like, you spend so much money to go to these places and then you're getting arrested. And that's my loser of the week.
Quick side note: did you see the new ride that Cedar Point's coming out with in 2025? It looks pretty sweet.
What's it like? I have no
something
idea.
I'll easily have a heart attack on. Great.
It's like it gets you to the top and then it puts you on a platform and it tilts down.
Tilts straight
you
down.
sit there. Yeah, straight down, and then you go.
Yeah, people thought it was going to be a water ride, but it's just going to be a pretty crazy coaster.
So it's a sit down?
Yeah.
Like just yeah.
Yep. Another thing I saw, I came loaded with stuff this week. How would you guys feel about toe wrestling?
Love it.
Like you versus me? I feel like I'd win, honestly.
Probably.
What's the question? Next question.
I cramp up pretty quick.
I got big toes.
You got to start with your toes interlocked.
Yeah.
Dude, I could peanut pull your toes. You kidding me?
Probably.
My toes are like fingers.
Mine are pretty long too.
Oh.
Definitely climb trees with these bad boys. Yeah. These were meant for not what I use them for.
But there is a thing where this lady is like a 6-time world champion. She says she's a 14-year vet and her nickname's Twinkle Toes. So
She's got
It's-
control.
the toe wrestling takes place on an 8-foot stage and it's dubbed the Toadium.
That's good. That's good.
So it's exactly like arm wrestling, and what happens is you put your big toe between the other person's big toe and the next toe.
Middle toe or whatever.
Whoa.
It's exactly like arm wrestling. However, you compete on the Toadium, and you've got 2 upright planks. That was this dude that said this. His name was Ben. His nickname is Total Destruction.
How do you even get into something like
There's
this?
a lot of toe puns out there, I'm sure.
The referee says toes away, and you start your battle. You want to push your opponent's foot onto the plank.
It's Herb Dean out there, like reffing the toe.
You've really fallen off the cliff, Herb.
A tornado.
So the one thing I actually wanted to bring up, like that was just kind of a funny thing, but full moon was this week. They had this, the super moon and whatnot. I am not like an astrology person, but there is a connection. There has to be some connection between full moons and how people drive or act in general anyway, but driving, because this week has been absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I mean, things are bad regardless, but like just it hasn't been good. So the reason why I even bring this up, because today I was waiting at a stop to turn left, and it was at the bottom of this, pretty much the bottom of this hill, a little quarter of the way up. And it's a huge hill to go down, right? So the light turns green and there's a person in front of me. He starts to turn left onto like an entrance ramp for the highway. This dude on a bike flying down this hill had to have been doing 30 on this bike. Never hits the brakes. I watched this dude slam into the car, hit the windshield, and go 20 feet in the air.
Oh,
yeah. I wanted to wait to tell you guys this. This is today, 20 feet in the air. And I was watching like he was flailing, obviously.
Yeah.
Did he stick the landing?
No, he did not.
He just
stick
gets
the landing.
back on the bike, just keeps pedaling.
Oh.
Hmm.
At that moment, because he was going so fast, I mean, this dude was floating like Tour de France down this hill. I don't know what he was thinking. No helmet, no nothing, no shirt. He didn't even have a shirt on.
Yikes.
Midair, I mean, it's like etched in my head. I said he's dead. That's how fast he was going. And he landed, and I landed behind the car. And the guy that was in the car, because he had no idea, he was just turning, on a light that was green for him. He gets out and he looks at me because I was the next person to turn left. Now, mind you, this is a busy intersection.
Yeah.
He looks at me and he just starts going like this. Yeah. He starts grabbing his chest. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's gonna die too. And he like waits a second. He goes around the car to see if the guy's dead. And he comes back around and just sits on the curb. And I'm like, oh no. Now, mind you, I can't get out of my truck because there are 15 cars behind me, at least 15 cars behind me that want to turn left onto this highway. Not to mention like the traffic that's being blocked already. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Do I get out? But by the time, because I was going to get out, by that time, because it's the medical mile in Grand Rapids, there had been a nurse running down that hill. Could you imagine my story if she was like, she started rolling because she
trips. Then the guy's like, he's like, oh no.
And then an ambulance was right there too. So I'm like, well, there's nothing I can do.
Right. Yeah, you'd only be getting in the way at that point.
Yeah. And so
move out of the way.
I go to move and I look, and the dude's I believe he's still alive. He was on his hands and knees, but he had been there the whole time. I don't think he moved. The craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's crazy.
And the 20 feet in the air is not an exaggeration. I look, the place that Dean and I work, a coworker and I were talking about it, and we looked up at the ceiling. I'm like, he was definitely higher than that, and that ceiling's like almost 20 feet. So it might have been higher than 20 feet. I mean, the fact that he didn't go out like that, you know what I mean? And he went up is crazy to me. He should have went. Whoop.
Could have been worse if that happened, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Even though I'm sure it wasn't great for him. I'm sure he had a bunch of.
Dude,
if he was on his hands and knees, he must have had adrenaline running through him to a point where he was probably trying to figure out what happened. And then once the pain starts sitting in,
I don't know what he was thinking, unless he didn't have brakes on his bike.
I mean,
maybe they went out.
Drug, man.
This is one hell of a drug.
He had things to do. Chocolatey.
Shirts off, flying down the hill. Just
craziest
full
thing I've
bore
ever
into
seen.
an intersection.
He's coming down the hill. I go, what is he doing? What is he doing? And then
I can make it.
Oh no, there was no making it. He never had a shot to make it.
So it looks clear from up here.
Is it clear?
Go for it.
I got to get to the toadium. I've got a match in 5 minutes.
I've got a match.
Anyways,
I can still compete. I can still compete.
That's from my weekend.
Dude, that's crazy.
Changed my life.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's absolutely crazy.
I called Kid. I'm like, I think I just watched someone die.
If you're lucky. Right? How many times do you get to see that in your life?
Oh, hopefully never.
You don't want to see anybody die?
No.
Especially.
That's some random meth bike guy? Yeah,
I guess if there was, I mean, I guess if it had to be one, I guess it's the meth bike guy, but.
Oh, his life don't matter?
It's sick of you to say.
That's pretty sick, dude. Everybody deserves a chance.
Yeah.
Jeez, Bill. I thought you'd learn something after the incident.
Well, he had 60 feet to reconsider.
Dude, imagine what's going through your head when you're flying through the air like that.
What about when you're flying down the hill and you
That's so true.
Nuts, dude.
That's so true. Yeah.
I don't know. Well, yeah, that's crazy, man. I mean, I had another just busy weekend filled with pretty much the same stuff. I was talking to a coworker. I can't remember what brought this up. They were talking about like haircuts, and I always, if that comes up, I always bring up the time where Dean got himself a haircut from me when we bet on a Tigers game. I can't remember who chose who.
I chose the Tigers. They were down 3-1, and then Brandon Inge just hit a home run to make it 3-2. It was just what convinced me to take the bet.
Which was a solid bet. So for those, Dean was a 14-year-old freshman in high school, and I was
15 at that point.
You were 15 at that point?
Well, it was the end of my freshman year. It was the the last week of school.
Right. So you were 15. I was 19. And so so he wanted, I was like, I'll pay you $20, right? If the Tigers don't win, or if the Tigers do win, you got $20.
Won. Yeah.
And if the Tigers lost, I got to give Dean a haircut. and and the Tigers definitely lost. And I got to give Dean a haircut, and of course, it was right at his last day of school that he had to wear this haircut.
Last week of school.
Did you wear it for the whole week?
I wore it for 3 days, the last 3 days of school. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So,
but because of what had happened on my head, all my teachers pretty much just let me wear a hat the whole week. Literally, nobody said anything. I just had a hat on. Nobody would say.
Oh, that's amazing. I couldn't laugh any harder, I don't think, than giving you the haircut at the time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And that's where the small confession I brought up in the breakdown comes in, because that Tigers game was actually a replay.
No, it wasn't. Was it?
Yeah.
No, you son of a bitch.
Was it really?
You bastard. Oh, it took you almost 20 years.
It said replay in the top of the screen the whole time.
I had no idea. I didn't know they did that back then.
It said replay.
Did it really?
Yes.
I don't remember that at all. Yeah, I even went to a party with that haircut too.
Was that the one where you had the bullhorns?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was random.
Skinny mohawk down the. Yeah. And it was.
I just figured
he left my bangs and shaved the entire top middle, and then had a little strip down the back of my neck. It was disgusting, and the horns.
Honestly, I don't fully remember. I'm pretty sure it was a replay and that I knew the score. I remember watching that game and seeing replay. But I don't remember if I'd actually.
You owe me 20 bucks.
I don't remember if I'd actually seen the score. I remember it saying replay, and I'm pretty sure I did know the score. I'm having a hard time remembering. I'm sure I did, but I told my coworker that I did, and they were like, "You should bring that up when you guys talk on your podcast." And I was like, "You know what? It is time. It's time to confess." Those pictures
on my MySpace. If I just can't remember the login, so.
Well, yeah,
I put them on there. You can find me on MySpace. You can look at the pictures yourself. There's proof.
But Dean got a sick haircut for free. He got it on the house. I mean, what a lucky.
It was a conversation piece, really.
Yeah, it was. It was quite a conversation piece. Yeah, so I don't know. Just thought it was time to come clean on that situation.
Thanks. How long was?
I don't know.
17 years ago.
Just a quick 17.
Just a quick 17.
I mean, you look at it. I mean, something that I'd never bet to lose would be the delicious offerings at the one and only Adobo Boy. Isn't that right, Bill?
Yeah. Yes. Adobo Boy.
Dean looks saltier than an adobo.
I'm done.
Adobo.
I'm done. You describe the adobo. Flip my desk over. I'm upset about it now.
If you're feeling betrayed like Dean, you need to get to Adobo Boy, because Adobo Boy is the official sponsor of Wake Up with the Sleeper Boys podcast. As you know, Eddie, myself, and Salty Dean, we're proud Filipino Americans. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it or not. Anyways, we love a delicious Filipino meal, and Adobo Boy delivers just that with their amazing food and vibes that are unmatched in the food industry. Not only do they have delicious food, they also go against the grain of a traditional restaurant and tinker with their menu to bring you an amazing variety of Filipino cuisine. Their menu rotates weekly, so there's always a reason to come back to try more authentic Filipino food. There's one dish you can always count on when you go there, though. If you're nothing else, you got to get that Red's Pork Adobo Bowl. Salty Dean.
Well, the pork adobo is not salty. I can tell you that. Not like
It's
me.
perfectly seasoned.
I could have used that $20 then too, but yes. But you can get a nice adobo bowl for that $20 these days. Well, less than that, but yeah, no, it's tender pork with. Sorry, I'm all thrown off now. Tender pork braised in soy sauce and vinegar on a bed of rice with Jackie's acharo, which is a papaya salad, cucumber, and a fried egg on top. It is delicious, not salty, sweet and sweet and savory, I would say. I usually eat the ingredients separate besides adobo and rice and the egg, honestly. As Ace recommends, or you could mix it up like Bill and Ed both do. It's worth buying too, just to try it for yourself. It's worth it.
Completely agree. Thank you, Dean. So if you're into trying new and different foods or just like some amazing adobo and vibes, stop in and say hi to owners Ace, Jackie, and son Red, who are amazing people who genuinely care. Eddie.
Yeah.
Dean said it was less than $20 for some adobo. How can you make it even cheaper, my man?
I think there's a Red Wings game we could bet on right now. I think there's a Red Wings game going on right now. You want to make a bet?
You want to bet on the Cleveland Twins game? I wouldn't put my hair on it. I'll tell you that right now. This beautiful, beautiful hair.
Oh, it'd be career damaging for both of us at this point. I think.
Yeah, would not be good.
I don't think it'd be a good look for either one of us.
What was your question, Bill? I'm distracted by the salty Dean.
Give these people something to look forward to besides the adobo that you'll definitely want to get.
I'll tell you what, man. I mean, you can look forward to the whole experience. I mean, when you go to Adobo Boy, you walk in the door. I mean, you're going to instantly notice the ambiance. I mean, it's just a great atmosphere to be in. You're going to smell the good food that's been cooking. You're going to get excited. You're going to get up to the register. They're going to take your order. And you can't go wrong with your order. It's all going to be good. I mean, obviously, Red's Pork Adobo Bowl is going to be amazing. The rest is going to be amazing too, but you can't go wrong. And then you just say, "Wake Up Podcast" at the end of your order, and they're also going to give you 5% off. I mean, what more could you ask for? You get in there, great ambiance. You get up there, you order the food that is only going to be awesome, and then they're going to give you a discount. Just by saying "Wake Up Podcast," 5% off. Just by saying "Wake Up Podcast," it's really a deal you can't beat.
Completely agree. 5% off just to say it.
Just to say it.
You don't even have to bring a coupon in. You just say it.
Just say it.
So if you want that 5% off, you want that delicious adobo, you want those amazing smells and vibes, Adobo Boy is open Tuesday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch and 5 to 7:30 for dinner. Saturday, 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch and 5 to 8:30 for dinner. The food is delicious. You don't want to get there at 8:15. They do it fresh, so they might run out because the people love it. So get there. Adobo Boy. It's located at 3740 28th Street, Southeast Kentwood, Michigan, inside the Amazing Myanmar restaurant. Amazing Myanmar and Brunch and Rice are two other restaurants there with Adobo Boy. Check out Adobo Boy's menu at adoboboygr.com or on Facebook under Adobo Boy. Get there, get fed, get happy. It is always better at the Adobo Boy.
Excellent. I mean, maybe you're just out there. You're in GR. You're at Adobo Boy. See a beautiful woman. Don't know what to say. Well, listen up because we're here in luck. We got ideas for you because this week on Build Your Big Three, we are building our Big Three pickup lines. Build Your Big Three, for those who don't know, is a snake style draft where we select 1, 2, 3, then back down 3, 2, 1. And again, this week we are building our big three pick up lines. Draft order is Bill, Dean, then me. Bill, round one, pick one. You're on the clock. Hey, I'm sure you guys just mark down which ones you have, because I'm probably not going to write down all of you know as the recap afterwards for whose big three was big three.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I just have a list pulled up on. I didn't know that was the big three, so I'm scrambling.
Oh, you didn't know?
No, I didn't get a thing.
You didn't get it this week?
No, I
Bill
didn't.
got it this week. He didn't get
I
it
did.
last week. That's
So I'm not going to
crazy.
remember which ones I picked, but
So I looked up. I mean, there's the obvious ones like I'm just in case you have, I'm not gonna say it, but I saw some ones that I have a funny one. I don't know if the dirty ones are allowed on here or not, but I have a dirty one if need be.
You go with what your big three is, man.
All right. Well,
I'm not putting
my number
reins on
one.
you.
My
Run
number
free,
one
Wild
pick.
Horse.
My number one pick. If I get where to go. Oh, dang it. I can't find it right now. There it is. There it is. This is the fun. All right. Whenever you're looking to just get to the action. Roses are red. Violets are blue. I suck at poetry. Get in my bed.
That's number one. That's round one, pick one.
Round one, pick one.
I mean, it might work for you fellas out there.
it might work.
Anyone married, try it on your wife.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. So I don't know how I'm going to follow that up. I don't have nothing that like that. But I guess my first one after looking through these is, are you French? Because I fell for you. Yeah, right? Like Eiffel. Eiffel for you.
That was round two, pick two. Let's see. All right. So round one, pick three. Classic line. Is that a mirror in your pocket? Because I can see myself in your pants. Instant winner.
That's a classic.
The ladies love it. The men would love it. If you're a lady out there watching, the men would also love it. I can tell you that. Any of these will work on a man. If you are a lady who needs a pickup line, pretty much any of these are going to work.
You're not wrong.
Hello works for you also.
Hello also is a pretty good one. It's a really good one.
Round two. Pick one. I'd like to take you to the movies, but they don't let you bring your own snacks.
That's a good one. I like that.
I don't got any ones like that. That's good. I got how about this one? Are you
Well,
Google?
how about this one?
Are you Google? You have everything I search for.
Ooh. I like that one.
You like that?
I don't know. I'm about to come over right now.
Sheesh. Somebody called me. So I believe I'm the Rizzler around here.
The Wizard of Oz over there.
The Wizard of Oz.
All right. My next one is, you're looking a little sick. You must be suffering from lack of vitamin me.
That's a good one.
Oh, That's good.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Round 3, pick one.
I'm up again.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's a snake style
Oh.
draft where we go 1, 2, 3, then
You're
3,
right.
2,
Yes,
1.
you're right. You're right.
For those who haven't watched.
All right. Well, then I'm going to go with this one. I have so many on here. If you want to go with a good one, I'll put one good one in there. I never believed in love at first sight. Then I saw you.
Oh, nice.
I kind of wish I'd done the.
Go ahead.
Are you
It's
are
a
you a
good one.
are you a Wi-Fi router because I'm feeling connection?
Oh man. How about this one? Oh wait, hold on. I want it to be good. Actually, I'll go with a better one. Hold on. I'm gonna go with it's not funny, but on a scale of 1 to 10, you're a 9 because I'm the one you need. Sure.
Oh no, the Rizzler.
Oh, I got some instant messages right now. This is live, baby.
They're sliding into your DMs.
They're sliding into my
already.
DMs right now.
Well, this one I think is a surefire way to bring a lady home. My love for you is like diarrhea. I just can't hold it in. Round 3, pick 3, a surefire winner.
That's a winner.
Um,
Winner. Chicken dinner.
You know what I wanted to ask you guys instead of I'm curious. At the bar, what is your go-to move when you were single? Vil, just stare awkwardly for 3 hours and hope they say something. Because that's a lot. That's a lot of dudes.
Yeah, I mean, I never really hit on anyone at the bar.
Likewise.
Is that weird?
Not really.
I never really like had pickup line. It was always like I'd meet up with someone that I met online, or
Sometimes
how
you marry 'em.
doing? You're smoking hot. Mind if I join you?
Mind if I raise you up a little bit?
If I were to go up to someone,
Or just a plan of action. You don't have to
Plan-
go up and be like, hey, 'cause that's
Yeah,
not what
I
I
don't-
did.
The pickup line is not
hey,
usually.
are you a Wi-Fi router?
Yeah. Connection.
I mean, the plan
There's
action
a little
would
shit
be-
in my pants. Are you like diarrhea? 'Cause I can't hold it in.
You have a washing machine at your house?
Of course, like you're half drunk.
I want to
so
take
you're
a
like,
tumble. What's that, Bill? Oh, you got to get there.
I've never been good at these pickup lines. You just want to get out of here, or
Sometimes it works.
You want to massage my haunches? I don't even know what that means.
I have a big trunk. Do you want to check it out?
If I put this Meyer bag over your head, are you going to do anything?
Put this fire bag over your head. Oh my
Terrible.
gosh.
Well, okay, we can get away from that. Did you guys have an honorable mention you wanted to say?
No, not really.
If you were a transformer, you'd be Optimus Fine.
Should we go over our 3, or would that be too much to list in the breakdown after?
No, you can do
All
it.
right, Bill, you were first, so go ahead. Give us what was your big 3 pickup lines?
Roses are red, violets are blue. I suck at poetry. Get in my bed. My next pick was you're looking a little sick. You must be suffering from lack of vitamin me.
I like that one.
And the third one's the nice one. I never believed in love at first sight. Then I saw you.
Okay. All right. I
Keep it
went
in your
with
pants, Dean.
are you French? Because I fall for you. I fall for you. What was the other one? Are you
That's
Google?
a rough first pick.
Are you Google? You have everything I search for. And on a scale of 1 to 10, you're a 9 because I'm the one you need.
All right.
Those are off of my personal memory bank. So.
My number one was, is that a mirror in your pocket? Because I can see myself in your pants. It's so stupid.
Nice.
2, I'd like to take you to the movies, but they don't let you bring your own snacks. And then number 3, my love for you is like diarrhea. I just can't hold it in. It's like, what?
Been there.
You got to use it. Hey, if you don't use them, you lose them, right? I mean, so fellas, get out there and use them this weekend. It's prime time.
I got one more
know you're interested.
I got one more honorable mention.
Okay.
And if you have kids in the car or wherever you're listening to this,
oh geez,
listen to it later. The human body has 206 bones. Would you like to make it 207?
It'd be like,
do you like
206 and a half.
Do you like sales? Because if you're looking for a good one, clothing is 100% off at my place.
Ladies, if there's ladies listening, use this one. Call me a beaver because I want your wood.
Or fellas, you know.
True.
It's true.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Men are more receptive to these, probably.
I mean, for sure. All right. Great big threes, man. To help all you lovesick pups out there. So, as we go from love seekers to truth seeking, we look for the answers during Dean's conspiracy theory of the week.
This week I'm going to go into a little bit of the next couple ones will be like Egyptian wise. There's been some interesting stuff I've been seeing recently, but this one today is did the aliens build the pyramids, or really who built the pyramids, right? So you all know there's a lot of mystery that surrounds the pyramids, and from what we were taught in like school, the Egyptians are the ones that constructed these about 4,500 years ago. But some believe that the Egyptians had some help in order to build these massive structures. To start, each stone weighs about 2.5 tons and are all enormous, which would be incredibly difficult to move even with a lot of people. Then you start to think of how they were able to even keep building up with as tall as they are, because obviously they're not, you can't start from the top down, right? So you have to like work your way up. To reach the top of each pyramid, they would have needed a 1 mile long ramp at an 8% slope, which no such thing has ever been found anywhere near the pyramids of any sort. And this is what they would have needed that in order to build these, to get them up there, unless they had a pulley lever system, which I guess is possible. But then you start to think, where did they get these stones from as well? And how did they even move them, considering there's no mountain within 186 miles of the pyramids that has the same type of stone that the pyramids are made of. So that would be on top of needing to have a 1 mile long ramp to even get to the top. They'd have to travel 186 miles, whatever way, to even get the same stones that were used to build the pyramids. And then even though the pyramids are in the middle of the desert, they say the internal part of it stays at about 20 degrees Celsius or 68 degrees Fahrenheit all the time, with no source of cooling system or anything like that. So it's a very contained, like, cool place to be, which you wouldn't expect in the middle of the desert, even, you know what I mean? And then you think of how it's aligned, exactly in the same position as Orion's belt to almost the exact degree. But full disclosure, over the years, the stars have somewhat realigned. So it's not exact anymore, but is close. And the fact that it is mathematically in the dead center of the Earth, like right in the middle. So it's very odd how this all kind of aligns up with the stars, where it's located in the center. It used to, or I don't know if it still does, but it also aligns with the equator as well, like to the almost the exact degree. It's pretty crazy, like how that would even happen, right? Especially ancient times, as they said. And then the last thing is the stones at the top of the pyramids are actually older than the ones on the bottom, having many suggesting that the pyramids could have been constructed from the top down, which, for being about 4,500 years ago, would seem to be impossible. Even by today's standards, that would seem to be impossible. So that's just a theory about how they were built, like how the aliens possibly could have came and just built it from the top down, because they would obviously have this type of technology in order to do things like this. So very interesting in that sense. But there's also another theory which I really like, is that that the Egyptians may not have built them at all, but a more advanced ancient civilization built them with their technology, and then some sort of catastrophic event happened and wiped out all of civilization, leaving behind the pyramids, which the Egyptians claimed once they were to arrive in Egypt. So like they were already there. They were just like, oh yeah, no, we spent X amount of time. Other than the like hieroglyphics and things like that, that's the only thing. And those aren't exact. You know what I'm saying? Like people can be like, yeah, I can decipher them, but there's no real way of telling what they actually meant in the hieroglyphics.
Well,
especially when you
think about just real quick, think about say we have our world mostly destroyed, and the only thing that's left is drawings from the inside of a bathroom stall.
Exactly.
Those are our hieroglyphics.
Exactly. That's essentially what would happen. And but there was another thing too, where I don't know, it's just all pretty crazy, and there's a lot of different stuff, like, because if you really think about it, it'd be like some of the old ancient buildings are all like, it looks like they were cut with like saws or lasers or something, because it's like perfect. It's not like it's something like if somebody had a rock and a chisel and they were just like, for however long. It's like a perfect cut that even like machines today can't replicate. So it's very interesting. And then like with the hieroglyphics thing, I mean, you see it everywhere that they've ever discovered hieroglyphics, right? For the most part, there's always something about a being coming from the sky. There's always something about things like that, or like giants and different, like there's always something in every culture. There's always some sort of story or a hieroglyphic that portrays these things, but we're all like, for obviously we were always told, oh, it's fake, it's not real. But why would they always, unless they were just stories that they were just putting on their walls? But that's a crazy thing to think, like that long ago, that they'd be like, oh, let's just come up with this story about something coming from the sky, and then we're going to make a statue that looks like an alien. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just very odd that would just be something somebody 4,500 years ago be like, oh yeah, there's going to totally be spacecrafts and stuff coming down. You know what I mean? Look at this, guys. So, let me chisel this into the rock real fast. I don't know.
Right.
And then like with all this stuff, there's lots of stuff that comes out on the pyramids and new discoveries that it's hard not to think that like aliens had a hand in building these, considering all ancient texts of people from the sky and their paintings and stuff. I mean, it's all pretty fascinating, and that's why I'm going to kind of lean more into that over the next maybe couple of weeks. But
Nice.
yeah, that's the who built the pyramids conspiracy theory. Sweet.
Part 1.
So what's your
Well-
believability level through the part 1?
For the aliens building it, I'd
You
probably
can't
give it, like,
use numbers 4, 5, or 6.
why. I was gonna give that one a 6. And then for
It's too
the
close to
ancient
the middle.
and then for the ancient civilization one where they were already there, and then that just they just got completely wiped out by something. Because also I've seen hieroglyphics where there's dinosaurs and stuff. Like in India, there's this crazy thing where they have hieroglyphics of like them with dinosaurs and stuff like that. So predating, you know what I'm saying? Even dinosaurs. So for the ancient yeah. What was
You
that?
give it a 5?
The ancient civilization one? I give that one more of like an 8. That one's way more believable to me than the other ones because of that. If I didn't see that thing in India with the hieroglyph with the dinosaurs, I probably would have given it more of like a 4. But because I've seen that and that it could possibly like mankind could have predated even dinosaurs, then
Mankind,
that makes
Mr.
it more
Sacco.
believable.
It's hard to say.
Cactus Jack, my little dude love. But yeah, I would give that one an 8 because technically those are 2 different conspiracy theories.
Nice. Can't wait for part 2.
Yeah,
There's
man.
no
I mean, that's interesting stuff. It's hard not to wonder because, like, you've heard some of those numbers before, like how heavy those blocks are and what it would take to make it happen. I'm like,
You would need. I mean, I know they had what they say is millions of people, right? Is that they just had millions of people doing this over a span of X amount of years. But like I said, there's no ramp anywhere. How in the hell? How are you getting these, 2.5 ton stones up a 490-foot structure with like steps? I mean, there's no way you could just like. It would take days just to get it up to that point, or weeks even. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to think like if they didn't have help or some sort of like I said, like ancient civilization that was technologically advanced could do something like, I mean, obviously we built skyscrapers and stuff like, so I don't know. I think they've definitely had some help, or it's, or it was just claimed once more people arrived there.
Wow.
oh man, another mystery that kind of leaves us unsure of the past as well as the future. But in the immediate future, we know exactly what's coming. And that's a round of fun during Bills Balls games.
Oh, yeah. Family Feud late night opened a new pack, fellas.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Family
Dean is
Feud.
the feud.
We only
He's
have
gonna rage
2.
beat me so bad this time because of this Tigers false bet situation.
Yeah, I'm a little. I just
All right,
spilled
here we
water
go.
all over myself.
Hey, is that water?
Well, water.
Is that water from the game?
Yeah.
It looked familiar. Wow. Anyways.
All right. This has 7 answers. Name a way you'd break up with someone you suspect is crazy.
It's not me, it's you. Or it's not you, it's me.
It's not you. It's not you. It's not me. It's
Even
you.
though that's what you're
It's not what would you say. It's more like what would you do.
Oh. Well, on me then.
Like how you would do it.
Right. Name a way you'd break up with someone you suspect is crazy.
That you suspect is crazy.
Yep.
Text. Start with that. Through text.
That is the number one answer. Eddie, I'll give you the number 6 answer because it's in person. Number 6 is in person. So, I mean, that's what you would say. All right. Pass or play. There's 7.
I'll play it. Even though I don't really. So I said text. Phone call.
That's number 5.
Okay. Yeah, in person, but what about like in a public setting?
No, strike 1.
I feel like that'd be the most way to go. Let's go with email.
Number 4.
Okay. Over dinner. I don't know.
Nope. Strike 2.
If it's not a public event, it's not over. I've already said text, phone call, email.
You've said text, over the phone, email, and Eddie said in person.
And Eddie said in person. There's still 3 more.
Mm-hmm.
It's not in a public setting. Or is that? I won't ask that question. Man, I don't know. At the movie theater. I don't know.
Eddie to steal.
Yeah, I can't think of another way.
It was tough, man.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to think of something else. I have one idea, but I'm hoping to think of anything else. I'm gonna go with a letter.
Ooh,
Like send mail. Like an actual mail.
I could have taken it.
That was a good one.
Damn.
That is unfortunately wrong.
Really? What were the other ones?
Number 2 is ghost. Ignore calls. Number 3
to a
is
crazy person?
Number 3
That's
is
what I was
move.
Move.
Move?
Okay.
And number 7 was restraining order.
Like that's gonna work on a crazy person. Those are all pretty should have known answers, but I just couldn't.
All right.
It wouldn't have crossed my mind.
No,
3.
the ghost
To
did.
move?
That one should have crossed my mind. I feel that's a
58.
pretty. It's typical. I feel.
Okay, round 2. If you had a fairy godmother, there's 6 answers. You might ask her to double the size of your what?
Bank account.
That's the number 1 answer. Do you want to pass or play?
Play.
Okay.
House.
Number 4 answer.
Penis.
That's the number 2 answer.
Yeah, I believe that.
Breasts.
Number 3 answer.
Booty.
Strike 1.
Okay, so we got through those.
Yeah, 2 left.
Okay. The size of your
I said the obvious ones.
yeah. Double the size of your TV.
Strike 2.
Double the size of your storage.
Strike 3. Dean to steal.
Double the size of your storage. I don't have anything. I'll just say bed.
That's
Ooh.
wrong. Number
Oof.
5 answer, heart. Number 6 answer,
size
IQ.
of your
So
heart.
brain.
Yeah. Heart and brain, of course, the 2 we left out. You don't need that.
55,
Why would you want that
88,
double?
Godmother?
91.
How many points was that?
91.
I mean, I already got big penis, big boobs, and a big butt. So, and a double bank account, fairy godmother. Thank you.
We could do one more if you wanted, or speed round.
I don't care. Do one more.
Okay.
Or go speed round.
Speed round.
Speed round.
Speed round? Oh, that
Speed
says
round.
Eddie would
Speed-
win.
Yeah.
Speed round.
Speed round.
All right. Eddie wins.
Yes. I am the feud.
Yeah.
We'll let Dean go first.
Okay, here we go.
It's usually a good play call.
Speed round up to.
Let me wet
Let
my
me
whistle.
make sure here.
Just gotta wet my whistle.
124. Okay. We'll say to win this week is 150.
Okay.
Okay. All right. 30 seconds on the clock. Are you ready?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Mind free.
Time starts after the first question.
Okay.
If a stripper dressed as Little Red Riding Hood, hold on. All right. If a stripper dressed as Little Red Riding Hood, what might they have in their basket?
Cookies. Food.
What would you do if you saw your neighbor was growing marijuana in their garden?
Join? I don't know.
Name something that comes off a male stripper who's dressed like Santa.
His beard.
Name something a dog does to a bone that a woman might try to do to her husband.
Bite it?
Name something a woman can carry in her cleavage instead of her purse.
Cash.
Ding, 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 ding. All right, real quick. If a stripper dresses Little Red Riding Hood, what might they have in their basket? You said food. That was the number one answer. What would you do if you saw your neighbor was growing marijuana in their garden? You said
join.
Join. I'm going to give it to you. It's get some, smoke it. That's number one.
Okay.
Name something that comes off a male stripper who's dressed like Santa. You said beard. That is the number two answer.
Okay.
I might have to make it 200. Name something a dog does to a bone that a woman might try to do to her husband. You said bite it. That was the number three answer.
Oh, really?
Name something a woman can carry in her cleavage instead of her purse. You said cash. That is the number one answer. So 60, 90, 120, 140, 100, 48, 51, 56, 161.
Let's go.
161 points for Dean. Let's see this.
All right.
You
All right. Dean ended up with 61 points.
61.
161.
Oh, dang.
161. All right, you will get 35 seconds. If you say something that he's already said, you will hear maybe 40 seconds. So time will start after I read the first question. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right. If a stripper dressed as Little Red Riding Hood, what might they have in their basket?
Panties.
Oh, nice. What would you do if you saw your neighbor was growing marijuana in their garden?
Call the police.
Name something that comes off a male stripper who's dressed like Santa.
Hat.
Name something a dog does to a bone that a woman might try to do to her husband.
Lick it?
Name something a woman can carry in her cleavage instead of her purse.
Ash?
Eh,
ID?
eh,
A snack.
Well, why'd you give him the F for ID?
because there wasn't one. It said cash/credit card. So I just figured card. You said snake?
No, no, it said something way better.
Okay, snake it was.
No, I said snack.
It did say snack. Anybody wants
Snack's
some corn
better than
nuts?
snake, but it's still bad.
Oh
I
boy.
don't know.
That's where I keep corn nuts. It's in my, under my
What?
raft.
I don't know. What else would a lady put in her cleavage?
All right, we'll start with that one.
A shot?
Name something a woman can carry in her cleavage instead of her purse. You said snake or snack. That was not an answer. The number
Snake
one
was
answer.
number 5,
The number one answer that was honorable mention.
but-
Number one answer was cash.
Sure.
Number 2 was phone. 3 lipstick. 4 tissue.
I thought you'd say lipstick.
You thought I'd say lipstick?
Once you said cash, I figured I think cash was the most obvious.
Yeah.
If a stripper dresses Little Red Riding Hood, what might they have in their basket? You said panties. That was the number 8 answer. Number 1 answer was food, which Dean had. That puts you at 165. 3 to go.
All right.
Yikes.
What would you
Okay.
do if you saw your neighbor was growing marijuana in their garden? You said call the cops. That was the number 3 answer. And that was 20 points. That puts you at 185
All right. All
with
right.
2 to go. Number 1 answer was get some / smoke it, which Dean had.
I said join them.
Name something that comes off a male stripper who's dressed like Santa. Dean said a beard, which was the number 2 answer. You said hat. That is wrong
What?
because it's the number 1 answer. And
We want a Kia Sorrento.
and then you have to split.
We get to share.
I get it on Mondays and Tuesdays.
I get it the rest of the week.
No.
The last one was name something a dog does to a bone that a woman might try to do to her husband. You said lick it. That was the number 2 answer. Dean said bite it, which was the number 3 answer. The number 1 answer was bury him. And that is
Bury him.
Bill's Balls Games / Conspiracy of the Week.
Nice work. Now I'm confused. Oh, well, that was fun. Nice work, Bill. It's always extra fun when I win, and then we win the speed round. Double the fun. So great work. Great episode, you guys. All you people out there, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments what you thought of our big 3 pickup lines. There's definitely a ton that we don't have in there that you would know. Send us a funny one. We'll be sure to bring it up on the next episode. That'll do it for this week's episode with Wake Up with the Sleeper Boys podcast. We'll see you next week.
Here we go.